My name is Rasmia Kirmani, and I'm a PhD candidate in urban and public policy at Milano Graduate School. I was horribly frightened and saddened and disheartened to learn that Kian had been arrested in Iran, a place that he has an incredible amount of affection for and respect for, both as a scholar, a researcher, an urbanist, and as a human being. I first met Kian in 1999 when I was a master's student at Milano, and he was my professor in my management and organizational behavior class. And on the first day of class, he went through the names, the roster, and stopped at my name. My last name is Kirmani, and Kerman is an area in Iran. And stopped and looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was waiting for what might come next from this clearly gentle, soft-spoken, somewhat cheeky man. And he asked if I was from Iran, and I never know how to answer that question, because my family is from India on my father's side, but of course originally from Iran. So that began our kind of dialogue. The conversations that Kian and I had were largely about language and about Farsi and Urdu and the similarities between them, and how Urdu has become, there's a lot of English used in Urdu and it's really taken away from the poetry of Urdu. And I loved these conversations with Kian. It reminded me so much of conversations that my father and I had and continue to have. And after that first conversation, I remember coming home, calling my father, and telling him that I had this professor who was Irani, and my father got very excited. My father's also a professor of world religions and philosophy, and so he immediately kind of went online and found out about Kian, and whether Kian knows it or not, he became kind of this household name that whenever I come home, still it's what my father asks about, and especially now, but because of much graver circumstances. Even though we didn't spend so much time together after my master's program, he had moved on from the new school. I would get emails from Kian, these random emails whenever he was in Iran, and he would send these one-liners that would say, "I just got my shoes fixed at Kirmani shoe shop," or "I just bought a book from the Kirmani bookseller." And I would pass these on to my dad, who, though had never met Kian, was constantly kind of touched and amused, and I could picture Kian's again, this quiet, cheeky, genius little smile as he, remembered or recalled me while he's getting his shoes fixed or buying a book. Reading Kian, reading him as a scholar, even objectively, not knowing him as a professor, he's an incredibly sharp mind, cares so deeply about humanity and the built environment and humanity in the built environment, and how the built environment can reflect better a just society, or what a city could be. And I think this is his life's work. And as his student, this is what I learned from him. My hope, along with so many others, is for his safe return to his friends, his family, and his work, all of which he loves.